So this is the interesting part. In this section, we're going to add real-time feature to this app we built. So let's go quickly run it. I'm going to open cursor first. This is my cursor project. And I'm going to run this thing npm run dev. It's running here. I'm going to just open it right here. I have this feature. I can do this. That's fine. What I would like to do now is I want this to be in a route, in a separate route, and also only show this in the development mode, not always, because right now if I go to my Firebase, I can see this in the deployed version, which is not what I'm looking for. If I go here, this is the actual deployed version. If I go in here, I also see this mobile on the right side. It's just a development tool, nothing else. So let's prompt that one first. I'm gonna ask very simply, can you please put a developer check that only the mobile phone would be displayed when I have running it locally for my development environment, not on the deployment environment. So what it should do is now put some checks around a so-called environment variable, as you can see here, node development, and it will only show when actually we want to run it for our local development. And now I see it is running for local development. That's absolutely fine. It's working. And well, I want to test it locally before deploying it to make sure that if it's working like that. Can you show me how to test it? Like running my project in production, but without deploying it on the server, but literally testing it locally on my machine. So it should give me instructions for how to do that. So literally npm run build. I'm going to do that. Npm run build. These are the steps that actually Google Cloud Platform performs in order to do these deployments for us on the server. Okie dokie, that is done. And then I'll say it is done. Or you can also click on that run button and it will just do it. And then I'll write npm run start. Now this time, this is the deployment version. Therefore, I don't see the thing. Wonderful. Now, since we are getting a little bit mature in our work, how about doing a branch? We already did branching before. And then we will call it real-time feature so that we have everything tidy up in one place. Okay, now back to development mode. And in the development mode, we have this running, one piece of work done. How about we save that piece of work, which is git add dot git commit dash m added developer check on phone. So basically this phone thingy will be only shown when we do that. For the very first time when you're in a branch, you push, it asks you to execute this command. I'm going to ask that and execute that command. That's all right. And now back to vibe coding. Okay, now I will ask this the AI agent for another piece of work, which is, can you now build a URL for the mobile interface at a route where I should only see these emojis that I can send to the server. So basically the mobile that component that we have, the emoji phone component that we have, put it on a route so that I can individually access it and make sure it is mobile responsive. So basically mobile responsive means that it works on the mobile phone screen and no matter what kind of a screen I'm using. And very soon now I will introduce you to a few small things that you should know as a vibe coder to test your things on your phone, on your actual device of the phone. So now it says if I go to this link, I should see a different thing. Okay, that's nice. I'm gonna quickly go to that link just open the URL and then right here mobile. I should see only mobile phone, but it misunderstood me. It basically keeps the frame and everything. So I'm gonna try to explain that in here. Well, that's nice, but I don't want the frame and everything else around it and the alignment of the phone on the top right corner. I want everything to be like literally centrally aligned so that if I open it in my real phone, I see the same experience as I saw it in the developer mode. So now what it should do is move everything like from the icons and everything in the center, nicely aligned so that I can open this in the phone and I can see all those emojis in there. Okie dokie, it's running. What I wanted to show you guys is if you go to nice, but still it misunderstood the frame, it is still showing the frame. So let's fix that and come back here. Nice, but still the frame, the UI frame of an iPhone is still there. Please do not show that spatially on this route. It's okay you show it on the root route on the main page where I'm using it for development purposes, but for this one, don't show it. So it should do that. Once it's done, then I'll show you a few tricks on how to run it on your mobile phone. So meanwhile, it's generating. Let's go and find out something called Ngrok. Ngrok is a company that provides you this so-called reverse proxy, or a software that works to give you reverse proxies set up in your system. So again, the same way, let's ask, show me how to install Ngrok on my Mac OS. It's, I think, with Brew you can also install it, but let's see. You can go in there, download. Yes, you can also install it with Brew. So you literally run that on your terminal. Now you see that how cool is terminal. Terminal is used everywhere. So, well, we saw that this generation is absolutely now what I look for. But now I want to check this before running Ngrok by going right-clicking inspect. And then let's click on this one to move this entire thing on the right side, and then click on this icon. Then you can choose a mobile phone from here. I'm gonna choose 14 Pro Max to see how it's gonna look on 14 Pro Max. It's gonna look like this. That's nice. Now I want to see this on my actual phone. How do I do that? I already have Ngrok installed. What I will do is I'm gonna go to another tab, and I know where it is running. It is running on this so-called port number 3000. This is called a port. Now I will type Ngrok. Once you installed Ngrok, it should work perfectly fine for you as well. And if you have followed me installing iTerm2, so you should also see this in green, not in other colors. And then you write HTTP and then 3000, which is the port where your application is right now running. So I'm going to drag this and put it here on the side so that we can see them side by side. I can hit enter. Now it is running. And it gives me a URL here. You can see this. If I resize it a little bit, or maybe zoom it out so I can see the whole URL. It gives me a URL, this long URL in here, and I can literally move this URL to my phone, and then I can use this URL on my phone and load this application. Or additionally, you can actually send it to someone on the internet, the same URL. You can send it to someone on the internet and they can check it, like check this application for you when they're visiting your website. So they can check it like this. It's not a deployed version, it is a version that's going through Ngrok. So now Ngrok is accessing this. So this is how you could test something on your phone pretty much while doing the development work, because most often you will need to run these kind of experiments and you want to see how the actual look and feel looks like on an actual device, and it's a good idea to go and do the testing on an actual device, not just on the browser. So that was a very important part when it comes to debugging on the phone and so on. So let me take it to the next level now. Okie dokie. So now the next step for our real-time feature is literally doing another little experiment. But before that, I would like to see this in the browser. Let me see if I can show it here on the camera. Wonderful. So let me quickly put this mobile on the... I can see the traffic going on. I'll show you the camera in just a minute. This is not the right one. Okay, so I have my phone here and the Ngrok running on my phone. And what I would need to do is type /mobile, and I should see experience something like this. So this is the remote controller of the people who are gonna press this button, and then we see that experience on our side somewhere on this screen that we'll be running. Obviously not this thing, but that's the whole idea of our little app called Vibe Stage. Okie dokie. So now we have the route, and the route is perfectly working as I intended to do, like at least the UI part. Now I think it's the time that we freeze this thing. I'm gonna again have our git push. I'm gonna use my shortcut key this time. Added mobile route. Route basically means this one URL that we added, like this was the /mobile, basically this one. It's not running, therefore it's not showing here. All right, so now you know how to go and do this, but it's not working right now. If I have a new instance running like this, and I keep clicking on this, it's not going to show up on the right side instance. We're going to do a little bit of a setup here. I'm going to open localhost here, and I am going to add a split view here, and I'm going to open localhost 3000/mobile. So this is what people will see on their mobile phone. This is what they will see on this big screen that we'll see this. What I would like to do, a small feature request from my side, is that I should be able to toggle this on and off. Can you please put a config somewhere that I can toggle the mobile UI on the main page, toggle it on and off? The reason is because if I'm running this part, then it's just a distraction to have it also here routing. And now the real thing happens is that when I click this one from the mobile view, there we go, it already toggled it off. I think it's still generating okay, it's just an environment variable. It's a good time that we talk about environment variables, and the reason that it's missing it, therefore it's just not adding it there. We'll talk about environment variables in a minute. Anyway, so the actual value would be here that I put something, click something, and then that shows up here. And not only in my local host, but if I distribute this link around the world, everyone can click it and I can see a lot of these things, and then they disappear after 20 seconds or so. Okie dokie. Now we have quite a bit going on here. I'm gonna just remove the Ngrok for now to keep things tidy and explain what is a .environment variable. A .env is usually a very common way of sharing settings with your project, especially with different environments. Like, what is an environment? Here you can see that I can create a file here, .env.local, and this is grayed out. Why is it grayed out? Because it is inside git ignore. And git ignore is this file that GitHub or Git respects, and whatever file is here, it will like ignore that file to check it in to Git repository or save it into Git repository. That means like all the ones that are starting with env, ignore them. So therefore it is ignoring this one. And the environment variable that we have is this one. So if I put this in the environment variables, and then I put this to true, this should show the actual mobile UI that we have created. So we don't need it. We're gonna make it false. All good, it's gone. Now let's save that little piece of information. Get cp added mobile env variable, so that we know that we're gonna hide and show things in that manner. Okie dokie. Now the next step, or the most important step, is this one, that when I click this, it should go to the database, and these guys should read things from the database. And now it's getting exciting time to time as we go on. So the next step would be to integrate real-time database. Thank you.